recording. We may run out of battery, but we're recording.
All right, so the mechanic is going to be that with the blessing that will be cast, it will not start until everybody is in initiative, and until all surprise rounds have been taken care of. Okay. There'll be a real-time time limit that I'll set a timer on my phone for, either 10 or 15 minutes. You will know the time, and I will keep you as up to date as I possibly can. I was just going to throw something up on the screen. I might still do that if I can find the site that I want. That way you could have a real-time countdown.
I know that thing happens.
When the timer runs out, whoever's turn it is for that initiative round will be able to use the blessing, but after that, it goes away.
Okay.
This is not a static thing. It's a trial. I'm just giving it a shot. This does not affect any of your spells or blessings or any of the other time limits that you guys currently have. This is just something for this particular one that I want to give a shot.
Okay.
So something is going to happen, and then this will apply to it.
Yes. Well, like
it's
I said,
not like Noah's blessings. We're going to start using.
No. The direction we were going when we last met was you guys took a full night's rest, so you guys have everything back.
Yes.
You bedded down with Readoff. Sam cuddled up in his blankets of smothering. And
+1.
He woke up this morning, and first thing you guys see is he's standing there, just arms held back in Peter Pan stance, and there's a squid just kind of flying around, darting around. He's like, "Yep, it was a good night."
Nice.
That sounds terrible.
But
like one of those Mario, like one of the Mario squids.
Squid?
Yeah, squid.
Oh. How's his nutsack?
Oh, that's what's floating around.
Yeah.
Smoke a little pipe weed, just relaxing.
Yeah, I'm a wizard. So.
But and Readoff had spoken to you guys about the fact that there is a green dragon that had taken up residence in the tower to the north.
But it's not that thing.
It is that thing,
guys. I want to go to Thunder Tree.
We're already there.
We came here for you.
Okay.
I will openly note that one party member thus far has been taking advantage of the downtime messaging and been using emails to message back and forth based on letters that have been received. I highly recommend that. It doesn't. It does not impact gameplay, but it does help drive certain parts of the story along in the background. So if you want to do that, you just shoot me an email as an aside. You can either address it as though you're writing to whomever you need to write, or you can just address it to me like, "Hey, in regards to this letter, here's what I want to say." And I will do my best to mitigate it in context, and keeping in mind the when the letter would have been sent and when it would have been received, time lag and stuff like that.
Right.
But Readoff had spoken to you guys about a dragon to the north and some dudes in black robes that seemed to follow along. And he was bedded down out of security. He was the one who had planted the sign that you guys saw. You guys have been taking on some fancy smancy trees.
Twig blights.
Yeah, these things suck.
They suck. They do. And a couple of ash zombies.
They were a little better.
He mentioned that he would really appreciate it if you guys would take a look into and not get rid of the dragon, so he can return this back to its normal state. And he offered you guys a blessing as a party of undetermined of what it will do unless you guys accept it. Yeah. A little bit more description about the lay of the land. As much as you may like to just charge up the hill, you have to take the path because that's really thick brush on either side, and the taller trees are 20 to 30 feet tall. So that brush is about 6 feet tall, and it's too thick to pass. So you would have to take the path, just to keep that in mind. It is definitely the higher ground. There's a rise of about 2 foot for every square, which is 10 feet. So it's about a 2% grade? 2 over 10? About a 2% grade going up the entire way, and it levels out right at the foundation of the
5% grade.
5% grade. But that's just kind of give you guys an idea. You can see the tower. It is in a minor dilapidated state. And at this point, I will also mention, just to kind of help drive the story along, one of the things that was mentioned in the letters that have been sent out of game that involve in-game is that it is currently being looked into how much it would cost to rebuild or upgrade your guys' castle that you now have ownership of. Slidar's taking care of that by sending some people out to take a look at it and he will get an estimate to you as soon as he can, in some way, shape, or form, or he'll have it for you when you return to Phandeliver.
Got
The
price
landlord.
gold.
You're taking care of that landlord.
Yeah, so that
Mr.
was one of the
Hurley,
messages
or
I
Hurley.
asked.
Yeah.
I was reminded of those messages by listening to last 2 weeks ago's
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
I was like, oh right.
Right.
Michael, real quick, I feel like got wind that the star is actually a
Brooklyn.
statue,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
But nothing
Of Patrick
other
the
than that.
Starfish.
Nothing other than that is what you know.
Well, Redoth did mention that he would recommend checking out a house or a place before
We
we
really
went
wanted
there.
to check out one of the houses.
Like there was
Yeah,
something
that
that would
one
be of
that-
benefit
that
I
to
feel
us.
like
I
this
feel
one.
like it was.
I don't
will
remember
think-
which one
I think
it
it
was.
is that one. I'll double check. And
Yes,
I'll
but
find out
only if we
using
check it
those
out like
rankings.
that.
Finger banging.
But I
think
remember
it
that.
Number 9.
And what is the radius around us right now?
The radius around you was
Around
your
me.
detect magic, which
Right.
runs out in a few minutes. Well, actually,
It was
No,
10
it's-
minutes. It's
it's
done.
gone.
Yeah,
We slept.
But yeah, this is the house that he mentioned you check out
took an
before
answer.
you leave, not necessarily before you go to the tower.
Oh, I think we should do it before.
So he mentioned a name that he'd heard the dragon called. I didn't write it down. What was that name?
That name?
Poison breath or
I
something?
didn't. I
We
don't
could
remember
ask
having
him.
a name.
Ankle-
I have Green Dragon and the
old
Black
ankle biter.
Masks.
No,
Old
he
ankle
did
biter.
have a name. That
Lower
would be
that bitch.
Poison Fang?
Lower that shit. See if you Arcana or
You're
whatever.
the dragon guy.
You are the dragon guy. You want to send your
Venom
flank-
Fang.
Venom Fang.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Trademark.
Yeah, no kidding. You want to send your flying squid to get a good
Wait,
aerial
You
view
didn't
of
actually summon that, did
well,
you?
whatever you summoned. You
Apparently
summoned something.
overnight on accident.
He was so excited.
That
by
made me
something.
laugh so much when I listened to it. How you'd summon the bear, and you're like, "Yeah,
Okay,
I read
so
it wrong."
Oh, yeah.
So dragons are my favorite
All of
enemy.
The whole thing.
By the way,
It's
that
like,
And I have
he
an
couldn't go
abundance of
as well as
wisdom
me.
And
He
intelligence
also couldn't
checks to
attack.
recall information.
And I couldn't summon a bear. It's like three
About 'em.
things. It was perfect.
All right. In regards
Roll that
to
shit.
that,
What am I rolling?
Sorry,
No,
Jason.
yeah.
I missed what you said.
It's okay. Dragons are my favorite enemy, and I've got an
Or your least
advantage
favorite.
on wisdom and intelligence checks to recall information.
you give me a check 10 or higher.
So it's advantage, so I roll twice, right?
Yeah.
On which? Wisdom
On
or intelligence?
wisdom.
I think wisdom's better.
It's 18. It's 10 plus 4.
Okay. You recognize the name Venom Fang out of obscurity. Once you see the dragon, you may be able to discern a lot more about lineage. But based on the naming conjecture of Venom Fang, you can assume that he is probably
Poison
derived
damage.
from a black dragon and a green dragon hybrid.
Uh-oh.
Because Venom
That's nasty.
usually has to do with poison, and Fang usually has to do with the black dragon race. So you can safely assume that there may be some poison damage as one of his tactics, but you won't really know more until you can see him. So
Radoff.
You're hardy, right?
give me Radoff doesn't know anything.
No, I was going to say, hey, I'm
Represents the
going to
poison.
ask him.
Yeah.
Hey, is there anywhere around the area where we could find some natural poison resistance stuff or poison cure potions or anything? Do you know any area around here where we can get that close by if we go attack this dragon?
Not anywhere in the nearest vicinity. That's one of the reasons I like this place, is because it's pretty much in a natural state.
Sure, but they're natural.
The blights have pretty much removed a lot of the resistance stuff that would be around here.
So, just so I mean, I've got some spells that
Yeah,
can
cure poison.
cure
Cure
diseases and
disease,
poison. I can give you resistance.
I was just asking.
I know. I'm just letting you
Do
know.
you wanted me to roll another thing, Michael?
Roll the other thing whenever you do see the dragon, and
Okay.
we'll talk more about what you can discern at that point.
Alrighty.
Redoth, you'd mentioned that it was a
If we see
young dragon. Is this a wormling, or is it actually like a young green dragon?
It's a young green dragon. It's not a wormling.
So it's older than that. Okay. I looked up green dragon online, not like stats and stuff, but just stuff
Did you
about
look
it.
green black dragon hybrid?
I didn't, but it said that green dragons hate elves.
They do.
What is this
So, like,
online?
You have a natural enemy.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna half
I'm a
hate
half
you. It's a half green dragon.
So it
he's gonna.
it either haws you or tase you.
Damn it.
They could think you're hot.
Could think of that.
You walk out of there.
So we're actually all inside the building.
You were all inside the building, yes. So let me go ahead and remove that.
I
door.
sharpened blades and stuff overnight.
Oh, Michael's heading down the hill shortly. Just got
Got the email. Got the text.
Do we want to send your familiar up to? This is midnight, right? Like, didn't
No,
we go to
it's
sleep
day.
during the
This
day?
is now daybreak.
He can crawl around.
Oh, I thought we talked about going like at midnight, like in the dark. No,
We
no one
slept.
remembers that.
And we were just going
We
to go
slept
ahead
through
and
it.
orient ourselves.
We
with
set an
the
alarm, but didn't
orientation
wake
on
up
the
for
map to make it easier on.
Yeah, northeast
We
west.
OV'd it.
Yeah. So
All right.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, that was rough.
Who?
Caps lost the.
Oh,
Panthers.
whatever.
That was rough.
we're not
It's
going to talk
early.
about that team tonight.
That's all
It's
right.
fine. It's 6-2.
Yeah, it's still good.
What evs? Those are the fucking what you would call it? Turtles.
The
Oh,
Turtles.
Tortorella
Anyway.
fucking guys.
Cinderella.
So
The blue. Who are they? The fucking Columbus.
Blue Jackets.
They're like 0-8.
we've asked
Oh, really?
Reedoff about poison resistance. I say, Reedoff, are you planning on embarking outside with us?
Now that you guys are here, I'm going to do my best to make it back to Phandeliver.
That's right.
That's why I want to give you the blessing.
Bless me.
I already blessed you last night.
Stay away from
Oh,
my pants,
wow.
Jared Fogle.
Okay.
Hey, never mind. There's no good.
Rita, thank you for
When you,
letting
when you
us
say
sleep
when you
in
say
the house.
blessing, what do you mean?
Situation.
Well, depending on which direction you guys
Cut you
want to
off.
go. If you guys want to leave, then I'm not going to.
All right, we're gonna go
we're going to that house he wanted to go to.
kill the rabbit.
Want to do that first, and
Yeah,
then
there's
get
a
blessed
reason.
and take on the
I
dragon?
would recommend that with the blessing that I'm going to give you, let me explain what's going to happen, and maybe that will help you decide which direction you need to go.
Go on, Rudolph.
It's going to take me some considerable amount of time, and by that I mean about 10 or 15 minutes of concentration, during which you guys must remain quiet and still. But what the blessing will do is it will grant you 15 minutes in our real time, 15 minutes of the following. Somebody may want to take these down. All casters will be able to cast any spell as 2 spells above their max. Plus, their spell casting does not remove any slots.
So
All-
free spells, two levels
Super
above
strong
yours.
spells.
Jay.
Right.
And you
They're
don't.
all-
And you don't use any.
Yeah, they're
slots?
all at will.
Yeah, they're all at will. You don't lose them. And they can be casted as 2 levels higher than what your max level for that spell is.
Shit.
All fighters are given poison resistance if they don't already have it.
You get
They
that.
are given a
No fighter.
AC of +3 and a double roll on any landed hit for your attack dice.
On it. So when we hit, in order. Oh, for damage.
Yeah, double roll for damage. So you take your roll and you double it for whatever you hit with.
What was the second one? So AC +3.
AC
double-
+3,
I'm not a fighter.
poison resistance if they
Right.
don't already have it,
And then double roll for
and double
damage.
roll for
Yep.
any hit. Plus 1 extra move during your. So you would actually have 2. You
Like
have
move in, hit, move out kind of thing.
You can move in, hit, move out, or move in, hit, or if you're on top of them, hit.
So one extra action.
One extra action.
1 extra action.
Oh, okay. That's That's great.
For ranged, non-magical attacks, it is +3 to hit and double damage.
Did you write that down?
Yeah.
Range attacks is. So I was just trying to get my stuff situated,
It's okay.
and I dropped everything.
Say it again, Michael.
+3 to hit
I got it. And double damage.
and double damage.
Double damage meaning roll double the dice?
You
or
double your damage roll.
whatever you rolled times 2.
Yes, and you get 1 extra action.
Nice. Something tells me this is going to be a hard one.
Or a
If this
super easy one. 'Cause you're gonna start
No, I mean,
with
if we didn't have the
highlight.
blessing, it would have been very hard. Potentially.
Conceivably.
So you want us to park for 10... Do we need to be near you for this, or can we get ourselves in position?
We'll assume you guys are all in the house. That's where you'll need to be. You can do actions or whatever you can ready. You can study. You can meditate, but you must remain silent. And he's strongly recommending that, or he further
get the
recommends
spells
that
too.
the reason that I'm giving you this blessing is because though this be but a small dragon, it be
These are
fierce.
spells.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
These are casting. I have spells. My spells get these bonuses too.
I'm using my glass.
The,
I've
all
put
spell
mage armor
casting
on.
has that bonus.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
Do I know?
Mage armor for me.
Mage armor.
I'm just looking to see if anything can be cast as a ritual while we're waiting. I think I'm just gonna pray.
Why?
Why?
It's his thing.
Cleric.
Okay. I'm gonna play with the squid.
But we have to be quiet. You can't talk to him.
That's fine. Can't talk. He's a squid. Oh yeah. Toyota
Move that back over
Corolla.
here. And what did I say? 15 minutes.
We have to. Oh yeah, it was gonna last 15
All these chickens
real
love
minutes.
soda.
Damn it, once he starts, man, he does not stop.
That's why I just stopped texting people.
No, he doesn't stop.
And you don't.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
Who? Read off.
Mm-hmm.
Just chats and chats and chats.
Andrew, my friend Andrew. Oh,
Yeah.
you met Andrew.
I know Andrew. Yep.
I'm kind of stoked about this, guys.
Andy?
Not the same.
This will definitely get it. This is like the timer in chess.
Sarah
We have to
Brown,
drive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your future
How long
sister-in-law.
is it going to take us to get
So what does that make him
to
to me?
brother-in-law.
Nothing. No.
sneaking up
Does
to
it?
the?
No.
Why?
That doesn't
Oh,
matter
no.
because
Dude,
it
I'll
doesn't
add it
happen.
like
It
an
doesn't.
extra
The
person
blessing doesn't
involved.
kick off until
They're
We're an
my-
initiative.
my
Initiative?
sister-in-law's brother.
guys. The blessing doesn't kick off until you are an
Right.
initiative and you have sight of Venom Fang.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, Sarah will be my sister-in-law. Anything past her and her family is not.
But
related
it
to
won't.
me.
So the time doesn't really matter.
Okay,
Alright.
gotcha.
Brother-in-law once removed.
Once removed.
There you go.
All right. So
No,
we're
doesn't
saying
go that way.
the blessing is
It's
done.
up or down.
It will be done shortly.
Okay.
I'm going to take a break and ready myself. I'm really stoked about this
I think.
because I've ramped up Venom Fang a little bit
I don't care.
to be a little bit more difficult than what this cute little version has. But
He's also
I
got
also,
that
in
one.
turn, ramped up this blessing, which is why we're doing the 15-minute real time.
Okay.
Instead of it being a 10 minutes, everybody gets +2 AC.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, no, looks good. Sounds good. Let's fucking.
So we want
Right.
to go straight for him instead of going to that house.
Yes.
So you're saying there's a chance.
All right, so give me a
Or like
minute,
one
gentlemen.
other.
We can stop recording to save battery unless you guys want to chat about what you
You wanna-
plan on doing when you get there.
We're at a
Save the battery.
single bar.
They're gonna want to hear this.
What
stuff
kind of
later.
batteries do you need?
It's AA. I've got one just in case it runs out.
All right, we're gonna stop in 3, 2.